unless it's me on my shirt. And I do got shirts with me on.
Do you have shirts with you on them with a world champion wrestling belt over your shoulder?
No, but I'd rather rock my own achievements. Yeah. Bro, I am this close to having a six-pack.
Are you?
And once I get a six-pack, I am not eating everywhere. Pussy no more.
What?
It should be wet by the time I get there. She liked that one. She liked that one.
Alright, welcome to Deal With It podcast, where we get to say whatever we want and you get to
deal with it.
I am Brad, aka Bones.
I'm ADL.
And our guest today is the one and only
Simba Soto.
Simba Soto. Welcome to the pod.
Hey, thanks.
I
like your spot here.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. How long have you been in the comedy scene?
I've been doing comedy since 2021. I started in a karaoke bar downtown Milwaukee called The High Note.
Shout out.
Okay. Shout out. I remember, you used to host the mic there. I went once or twice.
Yeah. I remember.
That was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool spot. They had a little stage. It's kind of a nice little setup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people came there as audience members. They were expecting like karaoke because it's a karaoke bar, and then they would have to watch some comedy sometimes. And we had to like convince people that it was funny enough to pay attention to, rather than go outside and smoke a cigarette, order a drink, go to the bathroom,
right,
or whatever they did.
Yeah, so it was an extra challenge you got to take on.
Yeah.
Just keeping them interested.
Yeah, because some places you go, they'll just take anything.
Yeah.
Because they're like, this is an artsy place. We're here to accept all types of art, except if it's hateful art.
Right.
Yeah, some people just hate, which is a contradictory thing.
Right.
They hate.
Yeah, to hate is weird. But for somebody to hate someone
maybe
for hating like
right.
a group of people,
yeah,
it turns you into that person.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like he said, not everybody that grabs a mic is a comedian.
Yeah, not everybody that grabs a microphone is a comedian, because some people are just dabbling in it, and you can tell some people dabble in it. Like if they just dip their toe into it just to see what it's like in that room at that certain time. I mean, a comedian wants to know what they play like in every single room. Mm-hmm. Some people are intimidated by the audience in some rooms, but you gotta fight past that, man. Yeah. I went to Biloxi, Mississippi on vacation for like some family reunion thing. Okay. As soon as I hopped off the plane, I Googled, all right, open mics in this area, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I found some free time away from the family vacation, I was like, all right, let me hit this mic up. Right. And then I went there and I represented Milwaukee, and I had so many applause breaks and people just dying, laughing from all age demographics, because I want to have like a joke for every type of demographic of people.
I feel like you gave them something like that they're like, because you're from a different area, you gave them something that they're not used to. Yeah, and I was intimidated with the small fact of I play in Wisconsin and Illinois. How do I play and how do my jokes sound to people in the South? Right. And is it relatable? Yeah, and is it relatable? I try to create as little local jokes as I can. And I went there, I took the one local joke out of my set, and it was an open mic, but they collected tips for comedians. I was like, where do they do that at? Like, maybe we need to start going to open mics in the South, man.
Yeah, no dog. I was like, where do they do that at? This guy, I was just talking to this guy. I was on the internet, and it looked like I missed the Tuesday one. I was like, fuck, I landed on Tuesday. But I hit the Thursday one up. They started a brand new one at this place called the Spotlight Lounge. Okay. And it was like paint still on the wall. It was a brand new place, and it was their first open mic. and their comedy scene, mostly female comedians. Hard-hitting female comedians. I was amazed. They had some new female comedians that were just dabbling in it, but they were all following this one guy. His name slips my mind. I would like to pull that shit up. If you don't
Hey,
mind.
go for it, man.
Yeah, his name slips my mind, but I was talking to this guy Krangus, the guy that started this mic at this new bar called the Spotlight Lounge in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I just told him like I got like 20 minutes that I'm doing regularly and getting paid for, and I'm trying to push it to 30. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And right before he brought me up, he was like, hey, we're going to have this next comedian do 20 minutes at an open mic. And I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Damn,
because
That's dope.
I came to do some fresh new jokes, like open mic jokes.
Yeah.
And then find a way to put these fresh new jokes and put them like a puzzle into my 20 minutes to extend that shit out longer. But he wanted me to do my 20, and I was like, all right, well, I always have that shit on me and ready to go.
Right.
It starts like this, you know? And I pulled that out of my pocket, and they fucking loved it. And it was a large age demographic of people.
So you got a good range.
Yeah,
Of,
and I like knowing what age demographic of people like certain jokes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because then you can plug and play. Like you get to a room and you see like, okay, the audience is mostly elderly people. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go this route.
Yeah.
You know, or if it's all young people, okay, I know that this always kills with the the 20-something-year-olds. So.
Failure.
Yeah.
And you gotta learn from shit, because when I went to Mississippi and did this shit for the first time, the host doesn't go up there and say no recording, but if somebody starts recording your shit, don't get mad at them. Be happy. Feel good. Like, yo, this place in Biloxi, Mississippi, the Spotlight Lounge, I did my set there once, and they put me in the commercial for the open mic.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, I am not mad that you just recorded me and put me on, because there are comedians in this scene that would freak out and act like a bunch of bitches
Yeah, that's free publicity.
when they should feel good about it, except for when they do bad. Because if you do bad and then you have a producer put you on an ad that you don't feel comfortable with, then you're like, oh fuck, oh shit. But I always feel confident about the shit that I'm putting out there. And somebody recorded me and put me on an ad, I'm like, thank you.
No, did they reach out and ask you?
No, they didn't, but I was not offended, because we do shit differently here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And what they do in Biloxi, Mississippi, they made me feel validated when I dipped my toe into the scene. There wasn't many people at this
That's a
open
beautiful
mic.
thing,
It was
brother.
the first open mic at the Spotlight Lounge, but it made me feel so good that they liked me in the South. It made me immediately want to fucking move there, bro.
Nice.
And they said, hopefully promises, if they put me on a show that they said that they would, I would definitely go. I don't want to fucking jinx it, but they said some shit like, oh, we're trying to have Pauly Shore come here. I really hope I get, because I'll be on the first plane back to Mississippi. If they said I could open up for Pauly Shore, make like less than $100, I don't give a fuck. But just to have the credentials of opening up for a guy named Pauly Shore that will reach, like if you say I opened up for Pauly Shore in front of an audience of like, let's say 20 to 30, the age demographic of white people, they know who Pauly Shore is. And I've opened up for Hannibal Buress, and like black people know.
That's nice.
Black people know who Hannibal Buress is.
That's the guy who turned in Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Destroyed a great man's legacy.
He started up a conversation about some wicked shit for sure.
Yeah.
And then Zach Amico from the Legion of Skanks.
Okay. Nice.
A guy that I've been listening, Zach Amico from the Midnight Spook show and Lewis and Zach show. Yeah, I opened up for them, and
and that's a guy I was listening to his podcast from before I started stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Hey,
I was
that's
just
pretty
a
dope.
fucking day laborer inside of a UPS. I was listening to this podcast, like, I could fuck with some stand-up comedy and just. But I would really like a headlining spot.
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
it bad. I mean, that's my next goal. I'm like, yo, I need a headlining position, and I don't want to put myself in that position.
Hang on.
Because I could produce a show.
Yeah, you want
I just
somebody
don't
else to
want
do it, yeah.
fucking put myself as the headliner.
Yeah, that's
See,
like calling yourself the goat, you know? Like, it's
I've
just like
seen that,
self-proclaiming. Like,
Yeah.
so
let other people do it for you, you know? If you're good enough,
no,
like, you want to earn the spot, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that done. Like, you know, somebody puts on a show and does a headliner, and the shows go good. It's not a bad thing. I just understand from a moral standpoint. It's like I don't wanna be talked about in that way. I don't wanna be the guy that puts himself. He has to put on his own show to make himself the headliner.
It's not all that neither. Sometimes as a performer, I just want to focus on performing that day. I don't want to worry about if people are coming. I want to be the performer like I have to headline the show. I'm not worried if people are fucking coming. Because as a performer, it's on the producer to get people through the door. It's just on me to be funny, and I trust me to be funny. I can't trust people's dedication towards my goals.
Well, there's a lot more legwork for
Coming
you
to-
too,
yeah.
promoting the show, doing all of the, you know.
If I'm a producer, I am worried about people coming.
Right.
I am less focused on my material.
Right.
I don't want to have to do both.
Right.
And also, I feel like it's kind of cocky to fucking do that. Unless somebody I like is doing it, then
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, it's a little arrogant, but I mean, sometimes.
No doubt on anybody that's doing it, honestly, dead ass, but I just wouldn't want to do that myself.
I like a little arrogance. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, like,
Yeah.
you gotta talk your shit a little bit.
Like, you gotta set rules for yourself.
Mhm.
You-
Absolutely.
Right, you set rules for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow them often, but
Like, when it comes to comedy, do you set rules?
So I have there's certain one of the rules that I have is like I won't try new shit at a show. Like I'll I had one new joke that I debuted for a show because I didn't want anybody to hear it before the show. It was just a surprise, and it hit really hard, but I needed it to be a surprise to everybody in the room, and that worked. But other than
Is
that,
it reusable, or was it
Oh,
a
yeah.
one-off joke?
it's reusable. I actually closed with it last night.
No.
No. Okay,
That's
actually,
a great one.
But I yeah. So yeah.
That's
a one-time joke. The joke he's talking about is the one I did about my dad, where I caught him off guard. I put him front row so I could do it, but you don't get that reaction twice, you know. But it worked out well.
It worked really good.
You got a clip of that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Oh, yeah.
But the one I'm thinking about that I debuted was at the September show for Zocalo was the Hall of Fame one. I do about my wife as my current closer, just because it works well at getting everybody in the room on board. It seems to be a people pleaser.
So if it's like a room like ours where it's like a couple, I mean, it's
Yeah.
dedicated to date nights and stuff like that, fucking works.
It kills on date
Kills,
nights.
kills, because he's being loyal to his wife while he's talking about sports with the guys. You know what I mean? So it's like it's pretty fucking dope. That's a real well thought out.
I closed with it last night in Madison and
Killed.
fucking crushed.
I fucking had a horrible date night for the past few nights.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dog. Yo, dog.
Past few nights?
Yeah, for the past few nights. So check this out. I was hanging out with this chick, right, and she said like, do you want to go back to your house? But in the car, I smelled body odor, and I was like, oh, we can't go back to my house today. Maybe tomorrow. The next day, I Bath and Body Works myself down.
Yeah.
BBW.
Everybody loves some BBW.
And so
That's good.
now I go back to this chick smelling fresh as fuck, and then I realize this smell was her. Yo. She hugged me, and then she got her stench on me.
And
It transferred?
I thought it was me. I was like, because I remember smelling my jacket. And I was like, no, I stink. That was just her stink when she hugged me.
Oh my god.
Yo, dog, I didn't think she was a stinker because she was like
She was a stinker.
She was like a she is a high caliber chick. Yo, she's high caliber.
Yeah.
And so she started talking loose at the mouth, right? So I told her the exact same story that I just told you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, the first night I thought I stunk,
And
and then I realized it was you, and you put your stink on me, and I thought it was me. And she like simmered down.
yeah.
Tell me why the next day this woman still stunk.
What?
This woman still stunk. After I told her she stunk, she didn't.
She doubled down on the stink?
She didn't go back home and put the BBW on.
Oh, my
She
God.
came back to me smelling like body odor.
That's crazy.
And I mean, like, I spend like $80 at Bath and Body Works a month. That's my budget.
You have
Yeah,
Bath and Body Works budget?
I
Yeah,
like
I got
that.
a Bath and Body Works budget.
Damn.
BBWB. And I'm serious about it. $80 a month. I can't go over.
That's crazy.
What's your
She
favorite
lives that
scent?
shit.
Mahogany teakwood?
I pick out the scents like I pick out like
Cats?
fucking cards. Like I pick out cards. I just pick them out real quick. I'd be like, either this smells good enough, and if I'm going in there buying for a lady, like buying like a gift or something, I don't even smell these. I just talk to one of the ladies. I'm like, hey lady, what are your favorite 3 scents?
Yep.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm out of there. Less than 10 minutes. I don't got time to smell
Look,
every
I'm good.
fucking lotion bottle in there.
Alright.
That's just fucking germophobic.
I'm not. Yeah. There's no way I'm spending that amount of time.
That's germophobic.
Yeah. No. You ever watch improv?
I've watched it. I've never really even tried it. Or
I've seen improv a little bit. I think I'd like to try it just to add a little bit of another layer to my stage presence.
Oh man, you should try it on Thursdays at the Interchange.
Yeah.
My guy Tim, he holds this place that does like you do stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
and then there's a group of people there that like improv, and then they'll do some improv with the comedians. They try to get as many people in there.
Okay.
It's a really nice stage. It's
Okay.
right downtown Milwaukee.
Is that where you did improv?
Yeah, I couldn't get into it, man. When I watch improv, it just reminds me of like the part of the porn before it gets really good. Yeah. It's I'm watching it as an audience member, and I'm like, are these people gonna fuck right here in front of us?
God, I hope so.
I mean, I'm down, but it just seems like I mean, are we gonna watch a sex act up here?
Right? Is this a live show?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So you
I like things that are scripted out and acted out, and that's like how my stand up is.
Okay.
My stand up is like if somebody interjects, says something while I'm on stage, I might play with it a little bit, but it's going to be right on to the next part of my script. So if you ever seen me headline, it's going to be like that's going to be it for like pretty much that year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just improving on that and making that longer.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's I feel like I take a kind of a similar approach. Like I know where I want to go on stage. I'm gonna try and lead the audience that way. But like, I've got the jokes I want to do. I have spots where I will interact, or like I plan to interact with people. But even like, I'll ask leading questions in a joke because I'm trying to take you down the road I want to go on. I don't want to go necessarily, where the audience wants to go. This is my 20, however many minutes.
I haven't seen you perform in a while. Do you ask questions to your audience?
I do, but they're very leading. It's like I know about the direction you're going to go in when I ask this question because I'm trying to take you down that road.
Yeah.
I won't ask an open-ended question because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to give them, and then how much that's going to eat up the time that I've planned for the rest of the material. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you're inviting breaking the fourth wall.
Right.
When you're a comedian and you're asking a question of the audience, like I feel like it's like a jump on them. Like as an audience member, you're like, oh, it's my turn to fucking. I gotta say something. Yay!
Right.
I don't know. So I try not to ask the audience questions because I want them to just sit back and relax. I don't say anything that I want anybody to applaud, and because I feel I've seen people do it, and that's like a rule I made for myself. Like, do not say anything and expect an applause. Or get mad that somebody doesn't applaud. Have you ever seen somebody say something so remedial?
Yeah.
Recently. I just moved into my first apartment.
And
like this nigga is old.
That's right. Are you? You're 40.
I was just scratching. You're mad at me for not applauding for you getting your first apartment, but I was scratching my head on the fact that you are an old ass man saying that you just got your first apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn to fucking. Oh, yay! You got your first apartment, old guy.
Yeah.
some weird shit.
Well, even with that, like I'll say something, but it's like it's gonna give you one or two directions to go in. So like when I'm talking about not drinking, where I quit drinking, you know, and the Heineken Zero joke. And I tell the audience that I quit drinking, 3 years ago now, and you either get one or two reactions in Wisconsin. You get a little bit of an applause, or you get booed. And I knew I was going to get one or two of those, so I have options for both. But like outside of that, it's I'm banking on their reactions being what people's reactions normally are.
Yeah. So, you ever do bad in front of someone that you wanted to do good in front of?
Every time I do bad.
Nah, I don't really.
Who's the person?
No, just I want to do good every time I get on stage.
Okay, but like anybody especially.
Like I brought somebody to a show, or I haven't done bad at a show. Like
bombing in front of a chick
except for in Beloit. And I didn't do bad, I just didn't do great. Like I always wanted to be like really good, and it was just like it was okay.
Are you nervous getting on stage?
Almost every time.
Yeah. I don't really feel nervous unless there is a specific individual in the room that I feel like I'm supposed to represent myself well for.
Yeah.
Because I did really like bad humor shit in front of fucking Chastity Washington, and it did not go good at the high note. And I felt like I'd never gained that respect back.
Yeah. So I haven't had that experience yet. Like I always have like my dad comes to a lot of shows. My wife's always in the house. She's my biggest supporter. Shout out Amanda. But
no comedians that you feel like you have to do good in front of?
I've never. I mean, all the shows, because honestly,
you're a producer.
I'm a producer. So, but as a comedian, most of the shows that I've been on, I've probably bombed like probably twice or 3 times. And at my shows, I think I bombed 1 time at my shows, and I think it was the time that you won.
Which one, November?
The November show.
I don't remember. I was in the
No. I lied. I think it was about David Boxmulen show.
That was October.
Yeah, it was October, and I kind of you know what I mean, but and that one show that I told everybody shut the fuck up.
So you bombed a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's that shit'll take it out of you. Sometimes you bomb so bad that you're like, man.
So I'm not ever pounding the pavement like other comedians. Like I'd like to be, but I've got a lot of other shit going on. So I'm doing this kind of for fun, for mental stability. But so most of the comedians I'm around are like my peers. They're like they're not a lot of people I've been rubbing elbows with that are like bigger name comedians that I want to impress. Most of them are like people that I've been in rooms with a lot, and like I've told jokes with these people. Like, so I don't feel like I have to impress them. I feel like we're all figuring shit out.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah. It's.
But I mean, there are like if there was bigger name comedians and like that, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try. I'll scrub the new shit I was gonna do if I see somebody in here, and I'll do some stuff that I know works. Like try to.
If I see headliners in the room, then I'm thinking in my head, I need to do good, so they don't say, no, I don't want this guy opening up for me because I saw him do bad at this location at an open mic. So if I see an opener at if I see a headliner at an open mic, then then I treat it like there's more than 10 people that I don't know in the room, and I treat it like a show.
Gotcha.
I will abandon.
There's a video that I have. It's not the greatest quality because I recorded it from my phone. Amanda recorded it from my phone, but it's the September show, and it's the first time I debuted that Hall of Fame joke about her. And my dad, my brother, and my wife were all in the room. Oh, and James Green too, because you could very distinctly hear his laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a great laugh. Shout out to James. That's a great laugh to lend a room. Those are like 4 of my favorite laughs, and like watching that video, I can hear each one individually. So it's just like it's one of my favorite clips, even though it's like not the best quality.
Yeah.
Just because those were the ones I was looking for in a room. So, yeah.
And you have anybody that's like supportive that always goes to your mics, or just or somebody who's always watching you and probably doesn't go to your shows, but be like, hey, I seen that, I like it, just supportive.
Yeah. Momic from Madison always comes sees me.
Nice.
It's Gallagher.
That's pretty dope.
You got someone from Madison that's just like a loyal fan?
She comes out, like if I put on a show, she'll come all the way out to Milwaukee. I know she got some family in Milwaukee, but
that's what's up.
She makes a day out of it, and I really love the support from Mom.
That's awesome, man.
That's so dope, bro.
That's fan loyalty right there.
For real. And that's how I feel with Gordo and his wife Brenda.
Oh yeah.
Luis, shout out to them.
Yeah.
They watch our podcast.
Do they?
Yes.
Hey.
Very, very loyal guy and his wife.
Love,
great couple. They come to every show unless they've been on vacation or he was sick.
Love the support.
But bro, always supporting. I mean, we actually even gave him like a shirt made specially for him for supporting, and he collected because we give.
Didn't they win one of my shirts too?
Yeah, they did. They've won everything.
That's crazy.
We usually make coasters for our VIP guests, and they always buy a VIP table. They have the whole collection of coasters, and they have every
show.
Every show that they have the
That's
collection. Cool. So that's pretty dope to have some loyal.
It's nice having some people at least be loyal. When it's hard to find that, especially like just. Do you find with family members that it's difficult?
Yeah, you ever heard this? It's easier for a client to become a friend than a friend to become a client.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's easier same with family. It's easier to get people to support that you don't know to support you than get family to support you because they know you and they've heard your jokes and they're like, you're just regular. Or I don't know if sometimes they hate. Like my family, thank God, I'm super thankful. They've always been supportive. They always told me you can do it. They just always been mad because I was the guy that always started something and never finished. So finally I'm sticking to something and now they're like, they all support, because they see that I'm actually doing it. Have you had that issue, or is your family supportive with you, or?
I mean, there's some family members I don't really expect to be supportive of me because of how religion-based they are. Okay. And I can't be upset with that.
That part right there, right?
I understand that, like, I don't have, some of my material could be said in a church, but not all of it in its entirety.
No.
And, that's the sad part about it, but, I can't expect them to come support me unless it's like a big gig. If it's a big gig, then yeah, I think they would come support me no matter what they know I'll be saying on stage that night. And I'm not ashamed of any of my material, except for my new material, because I don't know how it plays yet. My new material, I don't know how it's gonna work, but I know I can make some really weird subjects sound really funny. But those jokes have been tested already. But my new material, which is pretty much more of the same, like if it's untested, then I have a fear about it. That's the only time I feel like scared going on stage, when I tell myself, you're not gonna say nothing but new shit tonight. You're not gonna say nothing but new shit, because you already know that your old shit is funny. So why are you repeating old shit like this is a show? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, nah, like if it's an open mic and it's nothing but my peers, then I'm telling myself, don't repeat anything old. And there's this thing I do where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do a bunch of new material tonight. So I'm gonna get them start laughing with some old shit that I trust and I know.
Okay.
But even that to me is a cheat. I want to go in and be like, if you don't like this shit, that's all I got for you.
Okay.
At this point in
It's
time.
like a challenge to yourself almost.
Yeah. Do you guys bring notebooks to mics?
That's one of the rules that I always put myself. I never go up with a notebook or a paper. One time I went up, two times, my bad. On one show, that was my first show ever, and I actually killed at that show. I had a little notepad and I had it in my hand, but I only used it one time. And I at Madison Comedy on State, I took the notebook with me. I don't know why I took it with me, probably because I just didn't want to leave it laying around, and I placed it on the stool and I never used it. But that's one of my rules: never go up with a paper on stage. And when I host shows, I say that's one of the rules. You cannot take no type of notes.
So when I go up, I got a little tiny pocket notebook that I keep the jokes in order of what I'm gonna do. Just a cheat sheet, but it's always in my pocket. It's like a safety blanket, or a safety net. I don't ever pull it out, but I like that it's there, It's like my concealed carry joke book,
I don't bring that shit to mics, but I understand people that do. Just because I can focus all my energy into it, because I'm 30 years old, I don't have any kids or nothing. All I got is my jokes and my cat, and I just rehearse my shit non-stop while I'm alone. And some people are always with somebody else. They're always with their kid. They can't really get these words out. And some jokes are like tongue twisters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some shit you have to say like just to get the tongue twister out, or else you're gonna fuck it up on stage, and a really good joke can turn into ass just because you have fumbled your words.
Absolutely.
I like to say my jokes so much that I'm not gonna fumble my words. Like that tongue twister I did the mic check with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is like, that's just like,
You practice shit like that.
yeah,
That's a little poem he wrote.
yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I'm listening to everything you're saying. I'm like, man, I really like the way he fucking thinks about this, because I do a lot of the same shit. Like, I practice my material, and like because I have wife, kids, and it's a noisy household. I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning so that the house is dead quiet and I can work on my shit.
And sends fucking reels and memes. I'm fucking 3-something, 4 in the morning. This motherfucker sent
Yeah,
me
well,
reels.
you were sending them to me at 1 while I was asleep, so
Yeah, sure. So you assumed I was up?
yeah, I was like, wakey. But yeah, no, I like to, like you said, there's certain things you want to come out right on stage, and if you don't practice it, you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah. Like I hate getting up on stage, about to say a new joke, and I didn't rehearse the tongue twisters out, so I spaz on a word. And now people be like, I get where you're going with that joke, but I was a little bit distracted when you fumbled that word.
Okay.
And it's like a ha-ha thing, you know what I mean? You want people laughing at your jokes and not laughing at you.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, who would you say is like your comedy inspiration, like, or you know, a comedian that you said that, oh, I like his style, or somebody that you watch frequently, somebody that you like. You don't even gotta like their have a similar style to them, but who's the dude or the chick that got you really into it?
My favorite comedian is myself.
That is so. That's such a Brad. Dylan, because I speak hot fire.
But people that got me into it are definitely Louis C.K.,
Okay.
Big J. Okerson.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Because I saw him on What Is Not Happening, and saw him turn a story, and I started doing stand-up comedy when I was introduced to Big J. Okerson, and I saw how he can turn a story, which was one of the hardest things I could do on stage, is tell a story, and have somebody actually enjoy the story, and have like fucking beats, like comedy beats. Like, all right, I'm getting to this part in the story, but wait, I need to drop a joke right here. All right, we're getting farther into the story. Drop another joke. And that's why my memorization is so good with my jokes, because the ass end of my joke is the beginning end of my next joke. I never want to be lazy when it comes to a transition of writing a joke, because there's no point in being lazy. You have so much time before you get on this stage. There's people that can't do what we do, and there are people that can do less of what we can do that can be in the same position as you.
Oh yeah.
But if you have all day to practice your shit, it should come out flawlessly. And you gotta say this shit in front of different crowds of people.
Right.
You gotta say this shit in front of people that don't want to hear, and see if you can convince them that they do want to hear.
Yeah, try everywhere to make sure you're not just funny in front of people that already like you.
Yeah, you gotta go to Chicago where nobody knows you,
Yeah.
and then you have to make somebody go, "Hey man, you're funny as fuck. You're not from around here, are you?"
Right.
Where are you from? Damn, they got some
I've
funny
never
ass
seen that,
comedians in
yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And we have the best comedians here in Milwaukee over the whole state. If you go anywhere else in the state and see the open mics that they got going on, you're gonna be like, damn, even the bad people in Milwaukee make these people look bad.
Yeah.
Man, the bad people in Milwaukee could bury these people.
I mean, there's definitely some I've seen in other mics where I'm like,
and they're getting on shows.
right. I'm like, dog.
They're getting
like,
on fucking shows, and you're like, you? I met a comedy producer, and
you?
I went,
What comedy producer?
no, it's this lady. I met a comedy producer that Kelly fucking.
No, I just want to say her name and shit.
No, Frankie Nine Lives. I met a comedy producer named Frankie Nine Lives that put me on a show in Dalton. And Dalton is a area of mostly Amish people. One bar in the whole place. It was called the Giddy Up Bar, and it was a great show. And usually Amish people are there, but because it was a snowstorm, they weren't out. And I would have loved to tell my jokes in front of Amish people and have that. And see if I can make Amish people
Right.
laugh.
Yeah.
You know, do
That's
they
a
know
tool
what,
in your.
do they know what jokes are?
They know what
Do they
laughter
know what
is.
jokes are?
But there weren't any out. But I noticed, like, even here in Trump country, I can make these people laugh, and it was definitely Trump country. And I don't care what side a person is on. I love them if they're fucking at the show, fucking putting money in the tip jar, fucking, and if I can make them laugh, I want to make everybody. I'll do a show literally anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to make.
Here, would you
Like
do-
any demographic of people, I don't care.
How about daytime shows? Do daytime shows?
Daytime shows.
I mean, I would. I don't see why it would be an issue.
Yeah.
No, a lot of
I would
comics
find
say
something.
a lot of comics say that they wouldn't do shows during the day. I'm not sure why. You know what I mean? But I just heard that in a couple podcasts. You know, professionals.
I mean, I wouldn't do a show with a TV behind me.
I've learned that's a
That's
lesson.
distracting.
You wouldn't?
Yeah, because
With that
they can
TV
literally
on.
show anything. I'm not more entertaining than fucking breast reduction video with the before and afters. Yo, try doing some comedy in front of one of these breast reduction
Shit,
videos.
I
You
use
say,
it
you say
as
that
a
like you
problem.
have experience with this.
Yo, dude, I was fucking pissed off. Yo, I worked really hard to get this opportunity at Rise Dispensary. Like I was emailing. Simba don't email. I don't want to fucking email nobody. But I was fucking emailing to get this opportunity, and it was a corporate event. And I honestly, worst show I've ever done. But I've been doing shows for a long time now. But that's still the worst show I've ever done. And I hated myself on the ride back. I'm surprised I made it home. Because all I was doing was listening to my shit on repeat.
You recorded that.
Yeah, I recorded it, and you know, I fucking emailed people to get this corporate gig, and they didn't even pay me cash. They paid me in fucking weed that I couldn't even give my mom. I was like, I wouldn't even give this weed to a homeless man.
Shout out Dynamite.
Speaking of the homeless,
All right.
Yeah, fucking yo, on my way back from Biloxi, Mississippi, I went without illegal weed for a long time. All I had was this gas station fucking really
garbage,
light weed. If anything, paprika. It fucking smells like. So I was like, ooh. And on my way getting back home, I had to take the train. And outside the train station, somebody was like, I got some smoke. I was like, smoke? I was like, what you said? And he was like, and he said, damn, I said the magic words, and your eyes just puckered up. I was like, yeah. And he was like, what? How much you need? I was like, I need at least like just one blunt. And I gave him $10. He gave me like, to me, what is 5 blunts? And I was like, nigga, I can't take this shit on the train. I didn't know that I could, but I'm not willing to. I'm new to taking the train, so I was like, I can't take this on the train. I lit up like half. I rolled up and lit up half a blunt, and I don't even smoke street weed, but I was super high. I started getting the weed paranoia, and I was like, I can't bring this weed with me, so I put it inside the prescription bottle that it was in. It was like a half a blunt and some weed, and I saw a panhandler, and I just put it on his bed, and he said thank you before he realized what it was. And he was like, is this weed? And then I could tell I made his day. And I was like, dog, my Illinois weed is at home. I could wait me like 3 hours to take this train. Now I know how to take the train. I'm going to be taking that shit to Mike's, man. Y'all should, if y'all willing to take the train to Chicago and see if we can fucking make it back home before midnight. The last train out of Chicago is midnight. Take that Amtrak right back.
How much you paying for that?
$26 one way. I don't know, maybe like $35 both ways.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm
So
saying.
I was like, we spent more in fuel in
Yeah,
that truck
no, and
when we
all the
drove
wear
down
and
there.
tear.
And then
on the
once
truck.
we get there, we can take the little subway systems pretty much everywhere around Chicago. And I don't know about you boys, but I got me a skateboard.
I got a skateboard too.
I definitely don't have a skateboard.
I mean, that's something we can hold and ride and get a little bit faster, but they also got those little public e-scooters. So we could be rocking down there and be like, all right, now it's time to take a train.
I'm gonna bust
make
my
it to the
shit
next
so
one.
bad.
I mean, I'll skateboard. I ain't tripping.
But it's like, yo, we gotta be like fucking Cinderella. We gotta be like Cinderella. When that clock strikes, we gotta be like, yo, we need to make it back to the subway or we're gonna be homeless tonight. We're gonna be one of these people sleeping outside the subway station.
Man, that's hard. That's why I trust
Like, hey, dog, the last
bro,
1 hour is midnight.
I'm gonna try that though. We have white women, bro. They'll come pick us up
In Chicago. I mean, a little place to stay in Chicago. If anybody wants to reach out to me, my name is Simba Soto. You can Google my name, and you can say, "Hey, you can sleep here tonight if you're living in Illinois."
Yeah. So what shows do you have coming up?
Shows I have coming up. I have a feature spot on Hotties Only.
Ooh.
Which is nice. My name's not on the poster, but I am really appreciative to be on that show. I've been waiting 3 years to be on that show.
Man, so like,
3 years.
That's great. We're never gonna get booked on that.
Oh hell.
Yeah, you gotta be attractive.
For real.
Yeah, I did ask. I was like, am I not hot enough to be on Hotties Only? And that's the first time I got a reply from the Instagram. It was like, no. It was like very funny, but like, no, you're hot enough.
Oh, so you've reached out to them before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, this feature spot.
Nice.
And it's gonna be just my goal to do as best as I can with the small amount of time you get with a feature spot.
Yeah.
But I feel confident about it. With material I've been doing. It's going good.
That's what's up. I like that.
I have the same amount of confidence with like my 20 minutes as I do with my car.
Okay.
Yeah. Like sometimes my car fucks up. But it ain't all the time though. It ain't all the time. I trust my car to get me to work. I trust my jokes to fucking get me past my time every time. Like
Hey, Simba, but before we head out, do you have any shows besides that coming up, and how can
It's
people?
literally what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I got a feature spot on Hotties Only on April 24th, on a Thursday, if anybody wants to pop out to that, in Milwaukee at a place called the Sugar Maple.
Sugar Maple.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice little spot.
What date
off
is
of
it?
Kinnick, KK.
Yeah, it's the Sugar Maple. That's
and-
the Hotties Only show on April 24th.
April 24th. Okay.
And how can they get tickets, or is it open mic? What is it?
Hey, they could get tickets at the door. They want to type in Hotties Only on Instagram. They have a link to buy the tickets.
Okay.
Nice.
And I am also setting up a comedy show at Schmitty's Bar and Grill.
Okay.
It's going to be on Saturdays.
Nice.
It's probably going to be one show out of the month and the rest open mics.
Oh, the rest of the week. So you do open mic 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Schmitty's Bar and Grill, their band season is ending soon. So once the band season is over, we're starting up open mic / comedy show up out of that bar, and it can sit about like 200 people.
Oh,
We
nice.
really want to pack it out if
Nice.
we can.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Having a Saturday mic would be dope.
That actually will be really dope. 'Cause
Like-
there's none around town.
Yeah. Not on Saturday.
Yeah, Friday.
That would be a completely new day. For some reason, all the comedians collaborated together and said no open mics on Saturdays, but I wasn't part of that collaboration, so I'm gonna do what I want out of this bar here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's because they're trying to give shows room. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying to have like how gas stations all get together and say we're not gonna raise the price above this right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to have my open mic / comedy show on a Saturday.
Hey, you gotta do what you
I
gotta
like
do.
it.
I'm all for it.
It's called deal with it, isn't it?
Bro, they're right, deal with it. And the thing is that this is what the comedy scene doesn't understand. There's enough people to go around.
Yeah, there's enough
There's
people.
like
There's enough space for
there's a
everybody's
million
style.
there's like 1,000,000 to 1 comics, because like you said, not every person that holds a mic is a fucking comic. So there's like 1,000,000 audience members to 1 real comic. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, there's so many people to go around. I ain't mad if you
Right.
have a free show, an open mic or whatever on the day that I have a show. Why would I be mad? You
Yeah,
have your
I would-
audience, we have our audience. You know what I mean? It's, people gotta chill out. This whole new culture, I don't know, this cancel
Yeah, people
culture.
just need to get as much stage time as they can.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Whenever.
I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
So,
I'm
so
all for it.
Saturdays for an open mic, there hasn't been one. So, and plus, it's the only day that I got available for this bar that I know there will be people there.
And there will be people. There's an audience.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a show, go to Schmitty's.
Schmitty's Bar and Grill.
Go to Schmitty's Bar and Grill on a Saturday. If you don't have a show, you don't got
Sure.
nothing going on, go grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself a drink, and go do an open mic. I mean, why be mad? You know what I mean? Why not do... I mean, why do we got to follow that rule of no open mics on a Saturday?
Well, that's like nobody really says the rule, but that's the rule.
It's like
Yeah,
one of those
I mean-
unspoken.
Yeah, it's an
like,
unspoken rule.
It's a.
it's like no yelling at the audience members.
It's like
Fucking rule.
It's like going up for a layup when you're when you're blowing somebody out at the end of the game.
Oh,
like,
going up for a dunk for
yeah. It's just it's unsportsmanlike is what they're trying to say. I don't think it's unsportsmanlike at all.
Like that's
I
what you
think-
get.
Run the score. Put your foot on the neck.
Hey, and Simba. So put your foot on their neck.
So aggressive.
You're so stupid, bro. Hey, Simba, so how can everybody find you?
You could look my name up on Google. The acronym for my name is Sex in Milwaukee. Be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smoking on tobacco only.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard him, Simba Soto.
Simba Soto. Another acronym for my name is sometimes I might be annoying. Smoking on that opium.
I mean,
That opium.
you didn't seem that sleepy.
That's how often I do it, bro. Got that high tea.
No, but on social media, where do they find you?
They can find me on Facebook with Simba Soto.
Okay.
If you Google Simba Soto, everything pretty much pops up.
Gotcha.
I'm sure this will pop up when you upload it.
Hey.
Definitely.
Yeah, check me out on this podcast.
Check it out. Yeah,
Deal with it podcast.
Deal with
Where
it
we get to
podcast.
say what we want.
And you get to deal with it.
Alright. That's a wrap.
Good enough for me.
That was good. I
Oh,
like
man.
that.
That was good stuff.
Can we smoke now?
Yeah. Hey.